Hello and welcome to this hint video. So in this hint video, we are going to discuss problem 4 of the lead code contest 238, which is maximum building height. So in this problem, we are in a city and we want to build n buildings, n new buildings we want to construct in the city, right? We have some restrictions with us, and those restrictions are given to us in the form of an array. So considering this example, let's see. We have to build 5 buildings, and a restriction array has been given to us. Now, what this restriction array represents is that building 2 can have a maximum height of 1, and building 4 can also have a maximum height of 1, which means that the building at position 2 and building 4 can never go more than 1 story high or 1 unit high, as it is mentioned in this graph or diagram, whatever. Okay, this is one set of restriction. Another restriction that we have over us is that no two adjacent buildings can have a height difference of more than 1, right? So if building 2 is of height 1, building 3 can either be of height 0, equal to building 2, which is 1, or 1 story higher than building 2, which is 2, right? We can't just make a building of, let's say, 5 height here, because then the distance between the second and third building will be 5 minus 1, which is 4, and that is not allowed. We can't exceed 1. Two adjacent buildings can't exceed the height difference of 1. Last restriction over us is that the first building's maximum height is 0, which means there's no building at the first position. We might have just similarly said that there's another restriction block with us, 1 comma 0, like position 1, the height is 0. Now this is something that is given to us in the textual format of this question, not given in the restriction array itself, but this is something that we need to keep in mind, that first building will have a maximum height of 0, right? Now the solution of this question is actually easy. It's not tough. The issue is just that this question has a lot of edge cases that we need to figure out before we can proceed to writing the solution. Okay, so let me draw an example over here. This is the city line, and let's say we have this building. It's a very bad building. Okay, this building of height 3, and over here I'm going to make a building of height 6, right? And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points in between, 6 spaces that we can go to, that need buildings in them, right? So since we're at 3 right now, the obvious choice, one thing I forgot to mention, guys, our objective is to find the height of the tallest building, right? You Considering all these restrictions, our objective is to build a building of the maximum possible height, and we need to find what maximum possible height that we can actually achieve, right? Sorry about that. So, okay, now I'm taking this example to explain something. When we are constructing a building on this point, which is after this building, we are constructing a building on this point. Our obvious choice is to construct a building of size or height 4, right? Why would we decrease? Our objective is to get the tallest building. Why to decrease, right? So again, this will go to 5. This will go to 6. Let's say I have just one point over here. This will go up to 7. Right. Now I can't make a building of height 8 over here. No. Why? Because if I make a building of height, it's a very thin building, but you get the point. So if I make a building of height 8 over here, the difference of height between these two buildings is 2, which is not allowed. It cannot exceed 1. It cannot be greater than 1. No, not at all. Right. So the only choice that we have over here is of making a building of smaller size than 7, which is 6. This is possible, right? Now the the difference between the height is 0, which is allowed to us, right? It should be less than 1, not greater than 1, not at all. So this is something that we need to keep in mind. Now, how will we find the maximum height that we can achieve between these two buildings? It's also a very simple formula. So consideration, right? What's a consideration? Suppose we reach at a place where this building goes up till a height of 6 itself, maximum these two basically. This is 3, this is 6. So suppose this building has reached over here, which is at this point. Now once we have reached this point, once we have reached this point over here, now we need to figure out what is the maximum height between these two, because up till here we had no considerations on increasing the height of the building. Now we have to consider this building also. This building over here, we have to consider this also, right? It is very simple. Increase over here and decrease over here. It is intuitive that the middlemost building will give us the maximum height. So how will we find the middlemost building? Let's say the distance between them was x, so x by 2, right? The distance between them is x, so x by 2, 6 plus x by 2 basically. 6 plus the half of the distance between them, which is x by 2, right? And this can be calculated very easily. Let's see how. So I said that our objective was to reach from this till this, from the building 3 to building of height 6, and then find the middle ground between the restrictions. So very simple formula. Suppose if you have the d between them, which is the distance, and you have the difference of height, you obviously have that 6 minus 3. This difference over here. So our height, maximum possible height that we can achieve between these two buildings, will boil down to a very simple formula, which is first we have to take max of 3 and 6, like I mentioned, 6 plus d by 2. So max, height 1 comma height 2, whatever it may be, we need to find the max between them, plus what? The difference of height between them. Sorry, no, the distance between them, minus height difference h2 minus h1 divided by 2. Now we don't know which is actually greater, either h2 or h1. So let's take a absolute difference over here, right? So this formula will give us the maximum height that can be achieved between the building 3 and building 6. Perfect. Okay. Let me erase everything. So this was actually not an edge case that I was describing. This was just, once we have handled all the edge cases in this question, this is the way to find the tallest height between all those buildings, right? This is simple. We'll just loop over it and maintain an answer variable which will store the maximum height that is being received over the entire city, right? That's a simple for loop issue that we can handle very easily. Now let's understand the edge cases. One, two, three, and we don't need anything else over here. And we have a restriction array such that it's given to us 2, 10. And whatever may be ahead of this, I am actually concerned right now with only 2, 10. So now this restriction array is telling us that we can build a building of maximum height 10 over at position 2. But think for a second, is it actually possible? No, it's not possible. It will never be possible. 10 is not the strictest bound over this height. Why? Because we know that the building of height 0 can only be constructed on the position 1, right? So there's no chance that you can ever build a building of height 10 over here. It can either be 0, or it can either be 1. There's no chance you reach up to 10. So this restriction is actually not correct. This restriction should have been 1 over here, because there's no chance you can build a building of height 10. Right, so we have to fix this. We need to figure out a way to fix this. So this is just the initial issue. Let's consider another example. Okay. Right. Let's consider another example over here. So over here, I have a building of height 3, restricted height 3, right? Over here, let's say we have a building with height restriction of 50 And over here, we have a building of height restriction 4. Let me mark the points also, whatever they may be. If this is X, then Y, Z, A, B, C, D. Right? There are more points here. You'll understand why I'm taking more points over here. So with respect to this building over here at position D, whose height is 4, here we make a building of height 5, here we make a building of height 6, and here we make a building of height 7. Here the tightest bound 50 is not correct, because since the tightest bound over here is 7, the maximum building height building that you can create over here will be of height 8, right? So this 50 needs to be changed to 8. But let's not forget there's a restriction over here also. This restriction 8, was with respect to 4 at position D. What about 3 at position X? Here you can build up to 4. This means that the Z position actually has a restriction of 5. Even this 8 is not applicable. 5 is the tightest bound over here. Now, what does this mean? This is very interesting. What does this mean? You need 2 loops over here. At first, you will find the strictest bound of all the buildings starting from the, just a second, my board is giving a glitch. Starting point from the 0th point till the n-1th point, you will find all the tightest bound with respect to the previous building. So if you are finding for I, you need to check for I-1. Same goes for from right hand side. Now when you are traversing from here, again you will have to compute the strictest bounds. When you have computed the strict bounds from both the sides, you'll have the real restrictions in your restriction areas, right? This is something very easy to figure out what the formula for this would be, but still I'm going to explain the formula over here. Let me just erase this very quickly. Reduce the size, it's too much. Yeah, this looks fine. Okay, so what will be the formula over here? The real restriction that we need to set, restrictions will be in the position restriction, let's say I of 1, right? So what will be the real restriction? Real restriction would be minimum of this height, which we already have, and let's see. So the previous position has, let's say, ARR I-1 and restriction of 1, right? Now let me draw a diagram over here again. Suppose this was 50 and this was 3, and this distance between them was D, right? So the max restriction that you can create over here is actually 3 plus D itself, isn't it? Let's say this is 3 and this distance is 1 and 2. So here you can go up till 4 and here you can go up till 5. So this will be 6, right? This was 3, this was 4, 5, 6. And this is basically 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6 over here, right? So this will convert it to formula. This is actually the distance between them. So let's say if this distance was, if we were at position 5, this becomes 6, 7, 8. So basically 8 minus 5 will add to 3. So 3 plus 8 minus 5 will actually give us 6, which was the bound that we received over here, right? And your heights are also given to in the restriction area itself, is it not? So writing it in the array format, it will be minimum between the original that you have. Actually, this was restriction over here. Minimum will be the original that you have, okay, or either it will be this plus the difference of distance, which will be given to us by restriction I0 minus restriction I minus 1. So this will give you the distance that I drew over here, which was represented by D, plus the restriction of the previous building. Now, either the restriction can be this or that, or which we already have. So in my example, this was 50 this was 3 and this overall competition was also 3. So the real restriction will no longer be 50. No, guys, it will be 3 plus 3, 6. So minimum of 50 and 6 will give you 6. Now this same formula, this formula actually was in a loop, which you will run from I equal to 0 till the end. Similarly, you will have to run from the end till I equal to 0 to calculate the real restrictions from the right direction and the left direction. After that, you will apply the formula that I gave you in the beginning of this question, right? Achha. Another edge case is present in this question. Let us discuss that also. On another edge case that is present in this question, actually partially I discussed it. It's that the building 2 over here, this was building 2 and this was building 1. So this has a height of 0. So definitely this is also restricted till height 1. But what if in our array this is given to us as height 10? Now, if you check it from the left side, you won't get any restriction. Why? Because this 1, 0 is not actually given to us in an array. So either you somehow hard code this in your loop that the first thing that you're going to consider, the first restriction that you're going to consider is 1, 0, or let's make our life a little easy. How will we make it a little easy? Simply just suppose if you have these restrictions with you, 4, 1, simply add 1, 0 over here. Now we do not need to hard code this. Our loop will handle it, right? Our loop will handle it very easily. Similarly, exact same issue you will get from the end also, is it not? Suppose the last restriction over here was 6, but this was not equal to n. N over here is 10 and this position was not n, let's say this was 5. So now till 10, what you're going to do is you're going to keep on increasing 7, 8, 9. So this is 6, 7, 8, then 9 and 10. So we'll get a height of 11 over here, right? So again, there was no restriction over here. This was boundless. Either you hard code this, or once again, you make your life a little easy. You create another restriction. So I'm asking you to create two restrictions. One was 1, 0, and other would simply be n, n minus 1. Right? That's it. This is another restriction that we are going to create. This will be the true bound from the beginning and from the end. Now, once we have our restriction array, what you can do is you can sort it on the basis of these positions over here. So these restrictions, once they are sorted, you can apply that loop that I was talking about to calculate the strictest bound in reality. And then one final loop will run where we used this formula. Let me write the formula over here again. What was the formula that we used? Max h1 comma h1 comma h2 plus the distance between them minus the height difference between them divided by 2, and this diff is actually absolute of h2 minus h1, right? So since this question went on for too long and so many edge cases were there, I'm going to break it down in steps for you. Okay, let me just switch this pen over here. So what are going to be your steps? First, we need to restrict the start and the end, which is not actually given to us in the restricted array, but we have figured it out that they are actually restricted, right? So your first step would be to push back. Now, pushback is actually in C++, add is in Java, and extend is in Python. Whatever the case is, all we need to do is we need to add 0, 1 and n, n minus 1 in a restrictions array so that our starting and ending are also bound, right? So I was breaking it down into steps. Step 1 is restrict begin, the beginning and end of the city. Once you have restricted this, sort your restrictions array on the basis of the first 0th index, 0th column, sorry, so that you have the restrictions in a sorted manner in a single file. Now, third step, run a loop from left-hand side to calculate strict bounds, right? Now, these strict bounds won't always be correct because there are going to be strict bounds from the right-hand side also. So again, run a loop from RHS to find the final strict bounds. Okay, now fifth and last step, run a loop again and calculate the maximum achievable height between any two restrictions, right? And let's say if the restriction over here, and then we have a restriction over here, and then we have a restriction over here. The final answer will be the maximum achievable max of maximum achievable height over here, then maximum achievable height over here, and maximum achievable height over here. So just simply, I'll ask you to maintain an answer variable, which will initially be 0. Then our final answer will be max of answer, comma, the formula that I gave to you, which was max of h1, comma, h2 plus the distance between them minus the absolute of h2 minus h1 divided by, right? So this, once we calculate this in a loop, after considering all these 4 steps, we'll have our final answer, and then we can simply return that answer. So I know this question was a little tricky. If you look very carefully, the solution is actually very easy. But the solution is only hinging on this simple formula. It's just that we had to take care of a lot of edge cases that we are doing in step 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I hope this problem was clear to you. Thank you.